Welcome to Modern Living. I'm Kathy Ireland. When it comes to their investment portfolio, many investors limit themselves to the stock market and shy away from real estate investing, feeling it's too risky. Ignite Funding offers Americans crowd-funded investments secured through collateralized real estate. This approach provides diversification, mitigated risk, and personalized control over their retirement portfolios. President Carrie Cook is here to fill us in. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Carrie, why do so many investors steer clear from the real estate market?
I'd love to know the answer to that. Why would they? I mean, real estate is a part and should be a part of everybody's portfolio. It's not just stocks and bonds and mutual funds, but real estate's very, very important.
And so, Carrie, how does your company help mitigate the risks of investing in real estate?
Mitigating the risk is making sure that your underwriting and the evaluation of those assets are done diligently and efficiently, and that you walk all of the properties. Also, making sure that you don't lend 100% to anybody. I mean, who would do that? So lending 75% of what the value of that property is mitigates the risk for an investor if you have to take the property back through foreclosure.
Carrie, what differentiates you from other investment companies?
Well, as a real estate investment in general, usually they're longer term, where our investments are 6 to 12 months, very, very short term. So you can get in and experience something, and in 6 months, decide if you like it or not. The other thing is the diversification that it provides. Our investments provide individuals the opportunity to diversify their portfolio in different states, with different borrowers, different asset classes, whether it be the acquisition of land, the development of the land, or the construction. We also only offer all in-house services. So we're not going to ship you off to somebody else to do the underwriting, or somebody else to service your loans, or somebody else to take back the property. We do it all in-house for you. Another thing that we offer is investors can invest through a variety of different ways, whether that be through their companies and LLCs, trusts, through retirement accounts, or using their IRA. Many people don't realize you can use your IRA. And it's very important because an IRA provides you the opportunity to earn income tax-deferred, or in some cases, tax-free.
Well, in this Modern Living Field Report, we explore Ignite Funding and their crowd-funded real estate investments.
Most Americans have either not heard of investor-backed real estate investments that offer collateral as backing, identify first trust deed investing was something only rich people do, or they have been advised by someone that investing in real estate is too risky. Ignite Funding offers Americans crowd-funded investments secured through collateralized real estate, obtaining diversification and earning higher returns to get them to their retirement goals comfortably. Investors like Edna Martinez.
There are very few places to invest your money nowadays with any kind of comfortable feeling of return. And we found Ignite Investing really did fulfill that need. Okay, one of our first investments with Ignite was a Harmony home, which is very successful. And we've had 1 to 3 or 4 investments with Harmony Homes since then.
Harmony Homes is a local private builder, and we are a new home building company that came to be out of the crash of the housing market here in Las Vegas. Traditional banks were not lending to private home builders at that time, so Ignite Funding was a great capital source for us to grow the business. Since that time, we've delivered over 2,000 houses and generated close to $500 million in revenue. Ignite Funding gives us the ability to go out and take advantage of new land acquisitions and development projects so we can expand with the company's growth plans, purchase new communities, and deliver more homes.
By offering Americans crowd-funded investments secured through collateralized real estate, Ignite Funding provides diversification, mitigated risk levels, and personalized control over your retirement portfolio and income-producing investments. Being first on the deed of trust you invest in provides you first position rights to the actual real estate project, which differs from other real estate investment options out there today.
They impact my life greatly because I'm retired now, and therefore the income that I get from the Ignite Fundings supplements my income very well, and I'm still able to put money away, give to charities, and help family. They're very one-on-one personal with their investors, and they immediately respond to anything you ask them, and they help and are very patient with you. And a very trustworthy company. I've enjoyed working with Ignite Funding.
Ignite Funding believes that education and proper due diligence is an important first step in the process of investing. When investing in real estate, it is important to understand the specific steps taken to improve the value of an investment. Ignite Funding provides the necessary information for clients to make educated investment decisions. In addition, they pride themselves on transparency by providing annual performance reviews. The team at Ignite Funding works together to ensure clients experience the same level of professionalism throughout the entire process. They do not believe in outsourcing. From the loan underwriting and origination to capital fundraising, loan servicing, investor relations, tax reporting and statements, foreclosure process, property management, through the sale of the property, Ignite Funding handles it all.
Carrie, what does Ignite Funding do?
Ignite Funding provides middle Americans the opportunity to invest in real estate when they never thought they could. It provides crowdfunding to allow a group of investors to come in and invest in a project together.
But if you've been around so long, why use the term crowdfunding?
Catchphrase. It's a catchphrase in our industry right now. And crowdfunding has now opened the doors to masses of individuals to now invest in real estate when they never could before.
And Carrie, what specifically are first trust deeds?
First trust deeds are like a mortgage on your home. It puts you in the first position of that real estate. So you own it. It's the first lien holder on real estate.
And has this been around long?
Forever, really, as long as mortgages have been around. So for decades this has been around and available. You just don't hear about it.
And Carrie, could you please explain for whom the capital is being raised?
The capital is being raised for borrowers and home builders throughout the country that are mid-size. They're looking to advance themselves into a more public arena. And before they can get there, they need to utilize resources such as ours, where regional banks aren't lending because maybe they're too big, and national banks aren't lending because they're not big enough. So they need to utilize resources like ours in order to achieve their end goal.
So why can't home builders get loans from a bank?
They could, and many of them do get loans from a bank. But every bank has a portfolio. And when that pie of that portfolio fills, they have to find resources someplace else, or they won't be able to advance their companies. So they come to us in order to do that. And again, size is a factor. Sometimes they're too big, sometimes they're too small for that particular bank.
Right. So Carrie, how do the loans that you execute impact the borrower?
Impact the borrower, it also impacts the community. It allows them the ability to grow. It allows them to elevate their company to that next step. It also provides jobs in communities. Most people don't realize many cities are built on companies such as ours.
Right.
Because when banks aren't lending, we are. Investors are always looking to invest in real estate. And so they can come to us and earn that double-digit return while giving back to the community and creating jobs, creating homes, creating infrastructure.
It's so rewarding for you.
It's wonderful. It's a win-win-win for all of us.
And Carrie, who are your investors?
Our investors are just middle America. You walk by them every single day on the streets, and they're looking for opportunities to invest. They're looking for the ability to beat the stock market or diversify their portfolio.
And due to the fact that everyone was impacted in some way during the economic reset, many have preconceived notions about real estate investing. So how do you account for this?
It's interesting because when the market corrects and there's an economic downturn, it usually hits all aspects of all economic bounds, right? There's no stopping it. Whether it's gold, whether it's real estate, whether it's the stock market, everybody gets affected in some way. But ironically, real estate has outpaced the market for decades. It recovers faster. It allows you to earn a greater return on your investment than maybe the stock market. So it has a tremendous ability, whether you're in a down cycle or an up cycle or a stable environment, real estate's always there for us. It's not going away.
Right. Carrie, can you please tell us why you feel that you provide such an effective investment option?
The effectiveness of our investment is diversification. Nobody should have all their eggs in one basket. We hear that all the time. But so many of us do because we don't realize that this investment option is available to us. We think the only option to us is the stock market or is mutual funds, but it's not. And we need to look at real estate as a piece of our portfolio, whether it's your primary residence, whether it's a rental property that you have, or maybe investing in turnkey real estate like Ignite Funding offers that allows you access into what you thought was not accessible before or was unobtainable to you. Right. It is, and it's available.
Ignite Funding's top priority is to mitigate risk for real estate investors. They accomplish this by only providing real estate investments in areas where they employ top professionals in the field of underwriting, servicing, and if needed, collection of the assets. Ignite Funding underwrite loans based on proven processes and equity-building loan-to-value ratios. Their investors are everyday people using cash or their IRAs to diversify their retirement portfolios while earning double-digit returns. Clients choose all components of their investment, such as type, location, or return level. Ignite Funding provides the diversified options.
If it weren't for Ignite Funding being able to fund a private builder, we'd have a significantly lower volume. It'd be very difficult to keep the projects moving at the rate that we do. We'd like to have between 10 and 20 projects going in at one point in time. Ignite Funding gives us the ability to buy those new projects, replace closed-out projects. The money specifically goes to acquisition and development of the project. Harmony Homes will do the vertical construction. Ignite funds a percentage of the acquisition and development, which allows us to get the property tied up and purchased.
Ignite Funding executes all processes in-house, and their very high underwriting standards provides them with built-in equity in all projects. They take particular pride in the value they deliver to investors. In fact, their business has been built the last 4 years on 100% referrals.
It's not difficult to invest with Ignite, and they have always kept us updated on what's available, and they've never pushed us beyond our means. I would recommend people investing in Ignite Funding because they are very professional. They have the person that's doing the investing in mind, and they're very open and willing to help ask and answer any question and help you in any way possible.
An investor that's considering investing with Ignite Funding, I would tell them, it's a great opportunity. It's a very good return matched with manageable risks and a very professionally run company.
They're very conscious of our situation as well as theirs. So I think that Ignite Funding have done a very good job in keeping us in mind as investors.
Ignite Funding leads the way in providing investors with an ability to diversify their retirement portfolio in real estate outside of the constraints of the government's control. In doing so, they have turned upside down the preconceived notion that the stock market is the only means upon which to build a retirement.
Carrie, can you speak a little bit about your journey to becoming president of Ignite Funding?
The reason why I started working for Ignite Funding was because of my own passion, my own interest in investing in real estate. And I wanted to know more about it. I wanted to understand how these turnkey investments could offer me such a high return. I couldn't get that in the stock market. And so I started with the company in the marketing department to really dig in and get my heels into what they were doing and how they were doing it, how they analyzed the real estate. What happens if they had to take it back? Would they be there for me as an investor? And the more I got into it, the more I loved it. The more I saw what it did for communities, what it did for people, what it did for the employees. And it became such a passion of mine that I quickly elevated through the company, and now I'm the president of the company.
Wow, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank
Who have been some of your mentors in your life?
Probably my biggest mentor in life was an individual named Jan Jones. She was the mayor of Las Vegas, and I had the privilege of working for her for 6 years. And she really developed me as a strong businesswoman. She made me realize that there was no half empty glass or half full glass, and just to look through it. Just look through it and just keep marching away. And she has instilled some tremendous values in me.
And as a woman in business, what kinds of obstacles have you had to overcome?
Well, I'm in a man's world. It's been challenging. It has been challenging, but the one thing that I have that they can't take from me is a burning desire to want to achieve more and want to give more and want to grow the company more and want to educate individuals. And so although I have struggled in navigating through an industry that is primarily made up of men. It hasn't stopped me. It hasn't even challenged me, to be honest with you. I love to get back out there and just keep going.
Your determination is inspiring. And lastly, Carrie, what advice would you give to those who are watching today who want to invest in real estate?
Well, a couple of things. You always want to make sure whomever you're investing with is always mitigating your risk. Making sure that you're working with a company or with individuals that have your best interests, not others, not themselves, but your best interests. And how they navigate through that's very important. Work with companies that are underwriting, servicing, and taking back their real estate. You want a one-stop shop group, mitigate that risk. And that's probably the most important thing that I can say to anybody. And educate yourself, do your due diligence. Don't just invest anywhere, because it can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Well, Carrie, it sounds like Ignite Funding is providing investors with effective investment options in real estate. Thank you so much for sharing your story and joining us today. Thank you. And thank you for watching. For Modern Living, I'm Kathy Ireland.